Okay, in light of the racial hostility in this country, I want to give you a list of things that, if you're white or Asian, you should take into account when you're out in the world. The most important thing is to avoid concentration of blacks, not all known to you personally. A substantial cohort of blacks, you got to keep in mind, is ferociously hostile to whites and will go to great lengths to inconvenience or harm white people. The rest will go along passively um, to the uh, to the racist blacks because they like to be led. They will do this out of racial solidarity as well, a vague feeling that whites have it coming. Avoid concentration of blacks not known to you personally. Stay out of heavily black neighborhoods. If planning to take a trip to the beach or amusement park at some date, find out whether it is likely to be swamped by blacks on that date. If you neglect this advice, you may end up robbed, raped, or killed for that matter. Do not attend events likely to draw a lot of blacks. If you are at some public event at which the number of blacks suddenly swells, leave as quickly as possible. Do not settle in a district or municipality run by black politicians. Before voting for a black politician, scrutinize his or her character much more carefully than you would a white politician. Do not act the Good Samaritan. This is very important. Do not act the Good Samaritan to blacks in apparent distress. Let's say, like if they're stuck on a highway or something. They are usually traps to rob or even rape you or even kill you. If accosted by a strange black in the street, smile and say something polite, but keep moving. You got to keep in mind that the mean intelligence of blacks is much lower than that of whites. The least intelligent 10% of whites have IQs below 81 points. 45% of blacks have IQs that low. Only one black in 20 is more intelligent than the average white. This difference is shown in every test of general cognition, uh, and so it's never been disproven. Okay. In a pure meritocracy, there will be a very few blacks in cognitively demanding jobs. Because of affirmative action, the proportion are much higher, however. In government work, they are very high. Thus, in those encounters with strangers that involve cognitive engagement, the black stranger will be less intelligent than the white. In such encounters, therefore, for example, in a government office like the DMV, you will, on average, be dealt with more will uh, be dealt with more competently by a white assistant than a black assistant. If that hostility based magnifying effect is also in play, you will be dealt with more politely too. The DMV lady is not a statistical truth. It's a statistical truth, not a myth. If you are white or Asian and have kids, you owe it to them to give them some version of my talk. It will save them a lot of time and trouble spent figuring things out for themselves. It may save their lives.